All right, Skipper Jones. We had a conversation over at the docks. Honestly, very interesting. Very interesting dilemma and crossroads to be at. Right? I do feel that you felt all options were exhausted. Right? And in doing so, you made a very risky or high tense decision. Now, to be fair, in your defense, there was never really precedent set on what we actually do in a moment like this. Now, you could argue that the Codex kind of vaguely covers it, sure, but we're not trying to be vague with the situations that are this dire, right? The reality is, you are the first person who had to make a decision. Do I save a life in New Babylon, even if it means relying on third parties? We'll just use that for simplest terms. Which the reality is, if this was the only problem, you'd probably get maybe find some Babalari, spend some time in the shame pit. We set precedent here, right? We talk about it. We'd realize, okay, what kind of people should we be in a moment like this? Do we rely on ourselves? Whatever. The problem is that you took a simple problem and you broke it up into like 6 parts. Part 1, no big deal. Parts 2 to 6, horrible decision making. You bring Edgar to the hospital for the intent to save his life. Upon doing so, you succeed, but are told this man must go into the ICU. At this point, you pull out a hot dog, which has way more meaning than just saving Edgar's life, right? You are committing terrorism actively by Los Santos' standards. You are showcasing the people you represent in a certain way. You are attacking a government entity that we've been so vocal in attempting to avoid for as long as humanly possible. And on top of that, contradicting yourself for bringing Edgar there in the first place. Then the beauty in your story is that it's almost like the gods kind of proved you right and then wrong, because you were right to bring him into the hospital, but you were wrong for forcefully taking him out of there, for he almost died and you had to bring him back. You are a man who's very seasoned in this city. You understand how most things work. Again, one part is very difficult for me to wrap my head around, as you claim, or you said that there was nobody around. I could almost understand why you took him out of there if we knew, there was a doctor around, right? If Gigi was around, or Queen, or whoever the fuck the certified doctors here are. Maybe if they were calling saying, yeah, I can save his life, bring him, or whatever, or I'm here, I'm around, let's do something. The fact that you were just willing to take him out of the hospital without even knowing who the fuck was around to save him is just absolutely, it's just the most reckless way of thinking ever. I just don't understand how you thought that was a good idea. When you were already just too deep in your decision, that should have seen it through. Now here's the reality. Decisions like this should have a lot of weight to it. We look back to Wee Wee's trial, right? And what was kind of the message that we sent there is that we wanted to make an example of Wee Wee, but we also wanted to show mercy for, it was the first trial we've ever had. Although I do think his actions were more dire than yours. We go back to what I said in the beginning, right? As trials move along, somebody's going to be made an example of. Precedent is going to need to be set, and you might be a victim of that. Unfortunately, today, I think you will be a victim of that. For our decisions must have weight. The things and the systems that we build and the codex and religion, all this shit, we must believe in, and it must have some sort of weight around here. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? Ask yourselves that. What is the point then? What are we doing here? If I can just go and rely on third parties to do things for me when the going gets tough, if I can then just go and rely on the bias of the people in here to save me no matter what, or at the very least give me a slap on the wrist, what are we doing here? How much do we believe in what we're doing? Now, lucky for you, Skipper, I may be the Marduk, but I do take recommendations and suggestions and opinions from, the people I have conversations with very highly, and try not to do only what I want to do. If it were up to me, you'd be permanently exiled, no questions asked. You pack your bags, you get the fuck out of here. I think you understood what you were doing. I don't think it was malicious, to be fair, but I think you understood what you were getting yourself into. But it's not only up to me. So your punishment. You are to be exiled temporarily in the forest. No phone. No sort of communication device. No personal belongings. Just you for 3 days. Today's what? Monday? So Wednesday. Because your temporary exile will, be ineffective immediately. You'll return. Now, from Wednesday to Sunday evening, you are to be exiled by the form of voice, meaning you will speak to no one. No one will speak to you. You will be a ghost in this town. That is all you will be until Sunday evening. And in this time, you will spend all your time reading and studying the codex until you know it by memory. Because come Monday, you will recite the entire codex by memory. And if you fail to do so, then you will be permanently exiled. I'll give you about half an hour to, obviously you have a business that you are running here. I'm sure you have some things to get squared away before you're ready to go. But once you're ready to go, you will notify security and then we'll bring you out into the forest. Thank you. Everybody else, let's take a 5-10 minute break. Then we have town hall meeting after this wonderful, wonderful trial of great vibes.